it just really hurt me that we had a president that is uniquely incapable of calling to the best of who we are as a country, and dismissed and diminished the problem, treated this country like we were still under the Articles of Confederation, a bunch of disparate states competing against each other for life-saving resources, bidding things up, no central rationalization or apportionment.
Senator of New Jersey and former Democratic presidential candidate Cory Booker, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful every time you and I get a chance to talk, whether it's in a protest on the steps of the Capitol or talking policy or a forum like this. It's just good to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's much appreciated. Networks have been covering New York Governor Cuomo's press conferences on a daily basis. And it makes a lot of sense because New York is the epicenter of this COVID-19 pandemic, this crisis. But if you look right behind New York, New Jersey isn't too far behind. And you're known for living in the community and really having your ear to the ground there in a way that's rare for a politician. Tell us what you're seeing.
Well, I live in Newark, a city that is tremendous and really showing a lot of hope. But right now, we're a majority minority city, a majority African American city, and we have high poverty rates, and folks are really getting hit by this. And we see this with crises in general, is that economic crises, if the country gets a recession, inner city communities of color see depression-like circumstances. We want to make sure that the communities that are suffering, and remember, New York, number one, New Jersey, number two, the Navajo Nation is number three. Number three, the Navajo Nation is right behind New York and New Jersey in infection rates and deaths. So we have got to have a crisis like this has got to expand our circles of empathy and prick our moral outrage so that we as a society, the richest country on the planet Earth, are mobilizing to address the issue now. And then as we go through this crisis at every point, now that the curtain's been drawn back and we've seen laid naked before us these profound disparities in everything from education, where people can't, even if they had the laptop. I was talking to another member of this Congressional Black Caucus about kids who got the hardware, but they still don't have the internet connection at home. That we've got to start dealing with these vulnerabilities in our society that undermine who we say we are in our salutes and our slogans all the time. We've got to be more driven in the way that dark periods of our past before us helped to lead to major leaps forward.
You just talked about racial disparities. One of the other things that Black Americans are really angry about right now is you hear stories of Black Americans going to hospitals because they're showing severe symptoms that could potentially be COVID-19. They don't know. They go there to get help and they get turned away. And there's so many stories out there. Those same folks who get turned away die. What's going on there?
We know that there's a real problem, and this has really been studied in Black maternal mortality rates. It's already shameful enough that we are the dead last in developed nations for women dying in childbirth. But then when you realize that for Black women, it's 3 to 4 times higher. And the thing that's stunning about the data when I was going through it years ago was that it cuts across income class. So when Black women are presenting pain, or they're not perceived to be as in need of medical intervention as somebody who's not African American. And so this is really problematic when you see these implicit biases everywhere from our criminal justice system all the way to our healthcare and medical system. And again, this is part of that sort of baked in structural inequalities.
And another issue, concern that the Black community has is now the mask, the wearing of the mask and the potential for being racially profiled. What's the solution there?
I've heard anecdotal stories, actually a lot of anecdotal stories and alarms from people about their experiences. Again, it's a perception. Black youth, Black boys are perceived to be always older, perceived to be more dangerous. So now you have that compounded by the fear that people will fear in their implicit bias of Black boys wearing masks, young Black men wearing masks. And that has resulted in again, anecdotally, we're still not at the point where we have the data yet, but of real dangerous police interventions, police misconduct. And I say dangerous because, folks can get killed. I watched some of these people protesting to liberate their state, standing on Capitol steps with AK-47s. And me and my friend were just saying, imagine if there was a bunch of young black men wearing masks, holding AK-47s on step. How would they be treated by the authorities at that point? And so we know the evidence of just differential interactions with police is already a legion, and this could potentially compound that.
And how do you feel the Trump administration has handled the COVID-19 pandemic crisis?
Look, I'll be candid. I had a really difficult time sort of in the month of March emotionally, because I just saw the suffering, going on, and I saw the pain and the hurt of so many people. And it just really hurt me that we had a president that is uniquely incapable of calling to the best of who we are as a country, and dismissed and diminished the problem, treated this country like we were still under the Articles of Confederation, a bunch of disparate states competing against each other for life-saving resources, bidding things up, no central rationalization or apportionment. And then spreading these internet rumors that are dangerous to people. It's been painful to see the lack of responsibility in the action. We should have a World War II-like mobilization going on right now. We should literally have it as an American ethic that we're going to show the planet how best to deal with this crisis, setting up the best testing regimes, the best contact tracing, that our universities were going to be seeded research institutions to find therapeutics and to develop vaccines, to be innovative in the delivery of services, speaking nationally to the food crisis that's going on. These are the kind of things I would want to see from our federal government. But if not them, then us. And that's really the call right now. The question has got to be to every single person, every single day, am I doing everything I can, big or small, to help folks? Because this is the leadership test for all of us. This is the greatest crisis I think, hopefully, we'll see in our lifetimes. And we should be asking ourselves every day, have I done everything I can to help and to serve others?
And what do you miss the most about your pre-shelter in place days?
Hugs. I'm alone. My significant other's on the other side of the country. I'm alone in my house, and I'm a hugger, as you may have been the recipient of more than one of my bear hugs. And so human contact, there's something about looking someone in the eye and not through a screen. And I think what makes us human is that contact, that touch, that those connections. And so that's the hardest thing for me. I have not had a hug in a very long time. And as a hugger, as somebody that enjoys that contact, I'm yearning for it.
Yeah, and it's very cultural. It's very cultural. In my culture, I grew up in a Caribbean culture.
Yes.
Hugging is a big deal. Touching each other and giving a kiss on the cheek is such a big deal. I'm going to send you a virtual hug, my friend.
Thank you very much. I feel it, actually. I feel it.
When you signed the paperwork to declare your candidacy for president, you made sure you had your mom right there by your side.
Yeah.
As you know, Mother's Day is right around the corner, and the importance of moms, clearly, and they've been juggling a lot. And I wanted to ask you, what message do you have for all mothers as we approach Mother's Day?
I always think of the mothers in my community. There's so many women who are mothers who are not biological ones, but have taken in children or step up to fill roles that other people are not filling. So I just always find this as a powerful time, especially in my culture, the Black culture, where women have been such the anchor of so many of our communities. And so my message is just one of great gratitude for your grace and for your glory. And I know this is a time that is challenging a lot of women out there to rise even to a higher level, but it is extraordinary that what I see out there. So just thank you. I celebrate you. I see you. I love you. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Virtual hug. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.